Monday once again, everyone. This is Bryan Devore with the Devore Realty Group, Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, California Properties. It's Monday, February 28th, the last day of the month, the last Monday of the month. We're already into March almost. Can't believe how fast the year is flying by. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. Of course, we'll talk about the latest stats, the S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Index for 2021. So we'll see what that index has to say about the market for the entire 2021 year. And barn dominiums for sale. What are they, and would you want to buy one? We'll talk about that towards the end. But first, right now we have 1,927 homes available for sale throughout all of San Diego County. It's an increase of 84 from last week. So we're seeing the number of homes on the market is ticking up a little bit. 3,172 homes are in escrow. That's also an increase of 33 from last week, but a little bit of an imbalance there. More homes on the have come on the market and have gone into escrow in the last week. And months of inventory, though, is 0.80. That's continuing to decrease, down 0.02 from last week. What happened in the last week? So since the last report, we had 922 homes come on the market. That's an increase of 43 from the week before. 601 homes went into escrow. That's down 24 from the week before. So interestingly, we're not seeing as many homes go into escrow as are coming on the market. What does that mean for the future of the market as far as is it turning a little bit? I don't think so, but we'll see over the next few weeks. New pendings listed within the last week, 61. That's a 10%. So 10% of the homes that went into escrow this past week were only on the market for a week or less. And 73% of the homes that went into escrow in the last week were only on the market for 2 weeks or less, 441. So we are still seeing, and that's an increase from the week before, from 70%. So homes are actually still selling faster than they had been. How many homes closed escrow in the last week? 492. That's a drop of 16 from last week. Not so surprising because the number of homes going into escrow has been declining a little bit. And I think really it's not so much of a supply and demand, or not so much of a demand issue as a supply issue. Just not as many sales because there's not as many homes to buy. Inventory continues to be a problem. There's still lots of homes getting multiple offers. Median list price of the homes that did sell in the last week, $775. It's down 7,450 from last week. Not a big difference. Median sales price, $809. That's down 1,000 from last week. Again, not a big difference at all. Average days on market is down 2 days to 13. So 13 days on market, less than 2 weeks is the average number of days it takes to sell a house right now. Super fast. The least expensive sale last week was $35,000 in Borrego Springs. It was a manufactured home. The most expensive sale, not as high as we had been seeing lately, $4,850,000, and that was in Coronado. So no homes in La Jolla or Rancho Santa Fe sold for that high of a price. Here's the chart that shows new actives, pendings, and solds, and we are seeing the number of homes coming on the market each week is going up as a trend line, and the number of homes going into escrow is staying flat or going a little bit down. So maybe we'll start seeing a little bit of an easing in what's going on out there with respect to inventory, but we'll have to see. We are seasonally, this is the time of year where we do usually start seeing more homes coming on the market. So we'll see if that trend continues. Pricing wise, kind of around the same as we had been over the last few weeks. The S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Index for 2021, and I've explained this before, how this report works. The index compares sales of homes versus those homes' previous sales. I like this report a lot because it truly shows you how much the market has increased or decreased. Because if you take a home that sold, for just $10 here and $20 here, we know it had 100% appreciation. So that's what this index reports on. There's the U.S. National Home Price NSA Index year over year was up 18.8%. And I'm going to be throwing a lot of stats out here in the constant contact email. You can click on the article to get even more information. The 10-city composite, 10 cities throughout the United States that make up this composite. It's sort of like the Dow Jones. They take just some of the stocks, they take some of the cities and report on, and this gives you an overview of the market. It was up 17%, up from 16.9%. the previous month. The 20-city composite was up 18.6%, so a broader measurement. which was up from the previous month by 18.3%. Month over month was up 0.9%. The 10-city composite was up 1%, 20-city up 1.1%. The indexes, just so you know, have a base value of 100 in January 2000. So think about that for a moment. So in the year 2000, in January, they gave it a baseline of 100. Okay, that's the value for homes. So looking at the chart for December, of all the cities in the 20-city composite, and I highlighted San Diego, was 374.48. So it went from 100 to 374.48 since January of 2000. And the 1.8% increase, December versus November, November versus October, up 1.1. The year changed 25.9%. Not a lot of cities had a greater increase than that. You do have, looks like Dallas had a little bit of a higher increase, Miami, but for the most part, San Diego was continuing to stay at the top as far as how prices are increasing month over month and year over year. All right, you can buy your own barn dominium. What is a barn dominium? Well, these rustic residences are livable and excellently named because they are a barn and a home. They could call them a barn home, but I guess it kind of flowed better, kind of like condominium, but barn dominium. Flexible floor plans combine living quarters with a barn or workshop, making them an ideal live and work space. So it makes sense if you're going to work at home. They're also usually set on multiple acres, which makes them perfect for country living. I'm not sure you're going to find a lot of these in San Diego, but if you go to Texas, you'll certainly find a lot. And this particular one here in this photo, you can get one as low as $369,000 for a 2,144 square foot plus basement barn dominium in Sublet, Kansas. All right, so if you want to move to Sublet, Kansas, you can buy a barn dominium. Just some food for thought. That's it for this week's Monday Market Moment. We are watching the Ukraine and Russia situation and how that is affecting the real estate market. Obviously, it just started, but there is an article in the Constant Contact email that I thought was interesting on the subject. You can click on that and read about what some experts are saying is already happening now in the real estate market and the effects and what could happen in the future. So we'll continue to monitor that. That's it for this week's Monday Market Moment. Hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you next month in the next Monday Market Moment in March.
For a copy of Bryan Devore's Monday Market Moment, send an email request to Bryan@DevoreRealtyGroup.com.